carrying on with these multi-step questions, we need to now look at question 2 here. When we have the 3 outside of the brackets, so we're going to look at BEDMAS. Inside the brackets, there's no simplifying we can do because there's no like terms. There's no exponents. So now we're looking at multiplication and division. Well, we can multiply because we need to move this 3 through the brackets by multiplying it with each individual term. So that's going to mean that we have 3 times 4x plus 3 times negative 1. And we're going to have to do the same thing on this side of the equal sign. So we're going to have 2 times 5x plus 2 times negative 7. And so that gives us 12x plus negative 3 equals 10x plus negative 14. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this without all the extra plus signs. Okay, so now we need to move the x values onto one side, and so that gives us 2x minus 3 equals negative 14. And to get the x terms on their own, we now need to move the 3 as well by adding it to each side. So that gives us 2x equals negative 11 divided by 2. Divided by 2. So we have x equals negative 11 over 2. And on these next questions, I'll just show you how to get started. So if you see something like this, you need to first cross multiply. So you're going to have 2x minus 3 times 5 equals 2 times 3x plus 2. And so just like last question, you're going to need to multiply that through. So you're going to end up with 10x minus 15 equals 6x plus 4, and continue solving for x. On the next one, I'm going to multiply each side of the equation by 2. And what I do to one side of the equation, I have to do the other, so that's fine here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to get rid of fractions. And there's a 2 in the denominator. And so by multiplying everything by 2, we're going to see that we end up simplifying and the fraction will go away. So we've got 2 times 3x is 6x plus 2 times 3x over 2 equals 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 times x over 2. So if I look at this, the 2 and the 2 get canceled out. So we've got 6x plus 3x equals 6 plus x. And we can simplify, get all the x's on one side, and solve for x. And the reason that these two things cancel out when we have the 2 and the 2 is because they're both multiplying. So what I mean by that is if we look here at 2 times 3x over 2, what that is really equal to, if we want to expand it, is 6x over 2, which is equal to 3x. But look at, I came to the same conclusion anyways. And that's because I've already factored out the 2 from the 3x. And so if we just have 2 times something divided by 2, really that 2 times and the 2 divided by just cancel out. And so we're just left with the 3x. This is another example of algebra that I want to look at, and that's when you're multiplying binomials. So that's when we have 2 terms multiplying 2 terms. And what we need to do here is called distribution. So you need to make sure that each term gets multiplied by each other term. So you're going to end up with 4 different multiplication steps here. So we're going to multiply the x times the x, which is x squared. Then we're going to add x times 5, which is 5x. Then we're going to add 3 times x and 3 times 5. Simplifying that gives us our answer. Here, I'll do question 3 as well. So again, we're going to have 4 steps. So we've got x times x, and then we have x times negative 3, which is negative 3x. Positive 6 times x, which is positive 6x, and positive 6 times negative 3, which is negative 18. Combining our terms gives us our answer.